Kris Boyd was asked ahead of the mega showdown at Parkhead in a few days' time. I'll say a few days, like a week and a half, between Celtic and Aberdeen. What do you want to happen? But he simply cannot give an answer. He cannot endorse Aberdeen. He was speaking on Sky Sports News, Kris Boyd, of course. But before we get into Kris Boyd's thoughts, well, I know some people on this channel seem to think that the Hearts man, for whatever reason, is more bitter towards Celtic than what I am. But anyway, right, let's just put that to one side, right? If you're a Rangers fan and you don't want Aberdeen to beat Celtic, I don't know what I need to tell you. I don't to convince you, because I'll give you two reasons, right? One, there is more chance of us beating Aberdeen to a league title than Celtic. So therefore, Aberdeen taking 3 points off Celtic, and we could close the gap potentially to 2 points to Celtic. That's going to do more for me than Celtic beating Aberdeen, because for me, everyone's expecting us to catch Aberdeen anyway, right? So if you honestly think that you don't want either side to win, and a draw is not the best result here, a win for Aberdeen is, alright? And reason number two, let's just say Rangers can't win the league title. Who do I want to win the league title between Celtic and Aberdeen? Well, it's Aberdeen every day of the week. It's not even close. Right, it's not even close who I want to win. So yeah, and I think every Rangers fan should be the same. I don't obviously you want Rangers to win the league title, but Jesus Christ, if it's a choice between Hibs are nowhere near a title fight. If it's a choice between Aberdeen and Celtic to win the league, and you're picking, and you can't decide, I don't think you're a Rangers fan. I think it's quite that simple. But anyway, this is what Kris Boyd had to say regarding if he hoped that Aberdeen could keep up their dazzling form and win the league. He's like, and I quote, "No, obviously then my team would be further down the league. I think for Aberdeen it's great for Scottish football. We always speak about the big five as such: Celtic, Aberdeen, Rangers, Hibs and Hearts. The two Edinburgh ones are way, way off it right now though." Jimmy Thielen, since he's come in, we spoke about Naismith a few weeks ago regarding poor performances that Hearts are putting in, and it continued from last season. When you look at Aberdeen under Peter Levin, there was a good end to the season. They finished strong and were able to come back with a smile on their face with a new manager. They've definitely kicked on from there. When you look at the start they've had, it's been excellent. It's going to be a difficult game next weekend for Aberdeen at Parkhead, but when you look at where they are to where they are now, it's night and day. End of quote. And, it's one thing talking about, well, I want Aberdeen to beat Celtic at Parkhead and all that talk, but can Aberdeen beat Celtic at Parkhead? Of course they can. Honestly, I have more faith in Aberdeen beating Celtic than us right now. And yeah, and see, before anyone starts throwing their toys at you're too negative. No, because you know what, we've proved over the last couple of seasons that we just can't beat Celtic when it matters. So until we can actually do that, then I don't know what to tell you. And yeah, when was the last time Aberdeen beat Celtic? It's years, right? But you know what? It's a new manager's in. They've won 13 games in a row. If there was ever a time for Aberdeen to beat Celtic, it would be right now. A record must come to an end next Saturday. Of course, we've got a video on the channel about the whole Premier Sports deal that they wanted to get the game on TV, but Celtic turned it down. And I think that's a disgrace. I don't think any club should be able to turn down TV deals. I think the SFA, the SPFL have to step in and be like, you're not allowed to do that, big man. You know what I mean? I think it's a fucking joke, to be honest, that they can do that. And that goes for any club. Here we had a chance to get this game on television. It probably would have meant pushing back the game to like a 5:30 kickoff, but I don't think many of us would have complained with that. But now we know you're going to get it on TV. You'll have to pay for Celtic TV or maybe some shitey version of Red TV. Anyway, Kris Boyd wanted to say, and I quote, "They will continue to win games of football. They defend well and they get threats at the top end of the pitch." Nisbet has just been called back into the Scotland squad as well. So that shows you the form he's been in since he arrived back in Scotland. Right now, everything seems to be going well for Jimmy Thielen. And I'd love to say long may it continue, but I'd be lying. End of quote. So, of course, Boyd, he's not really saying he doesn't want Aberdeen to win the league. He's more going down the route that he doesn't want Aberdeen's form to continue, because he doesn't believe that Aberdeen can win the league. But I think what they should have asked him on Sky Sports News is, who would you rather win the league between Aberdeen and Celtic? And of course, You know what? I was going to say, of course, he would say Aberdeen, right? I'm not convinced he would, and I'm not saying he'd say Celtic. I think he'd just give an answer like, I don't care who wins the league. Honestly, I'd rather be Rangers. But for me, if you've got to pick Aberdeen over Celtic. You know, there is a rivalry between Rangers and Aberdeen if it's one-sided, you know, because they had a tackle about 35 years ago. But, uh, you know, there still is a rivalry there, but come on, nothing compares to you, as Sinead O'Connor said when it comes to Rangers and Celtic. So, I mean, that is the reality that is there. And for me, you know, the future, I mean, Celtic are on three in a row. Um, it's not looking particularly great for Rangers, and if we can't stop league titles going to the other side of the city, then I welcome anyone else who can. And yeah, is it pathetic that I don't have much faith in my own team? Of course it is, but they made that bed. It's time. It's time for them to step up to task, Rangers, man. But going into if you're a Rangers fan, you want Aberdeen to win. I'd rather be hunting down Aberdeen for a league title than Celtic, that's for sure. Anyway, your thoughts down below, and peace.